I will put the new link in, and then I'll explain what we are going to do. Okay, so first off, the jerseys haven't carried over. That's part of like when you close out the game, the jerseys don't save, which is annoying, but it's not a big deal since we're simcasting the rest of the way. So I don't think the voice chat thing is gonna work on the PlayStation until it's like out of its beta mode, which is in like a couple of weeks probably, from what I read. So that's kind of annoying. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'll just join the VC and you won't be able to hear everybody for those who aren't in there, which is unfortunate because it'll sound like I'm having a conversation with nobody, which obviously isn't true. But yeah, I think that'll be the plan. So once as we're simulating the week, I'll hop in there. Wow, the Eagles made it a game, but they lose by 7, 38-31. The Bills get the job done. Probably gonna have to watch the Cougars and Monarchs game later today. All good. That game did win, right? I think so. Yeah, it did by 1 though. Bryce Young had the 2 interceptions, but it looks like he played pretty well during the sim. And then Trevor Lawrence did his thing as well. Zeke had a good game. McCaffrey did not. Amon-Ra St. Brown looks like he played very well in the sim, as did A.J. Brown. And then Trayvon Diggs had the 2 interceptions. Wait, why am I on the Bengals? We definitely did not user the Bengals. That's weird. Is it because I closed out of the game? It just reset me back to like the default team? Huh. I guess so. So as I simulate the week, I'll hop into the VC. So if it sounds like I'm talking to people, it's because I am. Unfortunately, you won't be able to hear them, which is a little bit annoying. But what are we going to do? I'm going to put it on the Bills to give myself more suspense. I don't want to see our result. I think ours would technically be right at the end, since we're playing the Titans, who start with a T. So I guess we'll do the last game. Oh, boy. All right, so I'll be hopping in the VC now, and then we'll go through all of the games. Congratulations on losing. Hello, friends. All right, so we'll start with the Broncos. The Broncos beat the Orbits in overtime, 30-24. Hector was kind of mid. Actually, both quarterbacks were kind of mid. Deontay Johnson scored. He didn't do that at all in real life this year. The Chargers. The Chargers won. Another overtime game. Wow. So the Chargers upset the Commanders. That's a surprise. Turn up the Discord volume. Okay, I'll try to do that. Hold on. Herbert and Macaroni and Cheese both played well. Brandon Ayuk, big game, 2 touchdowns. And then Max Crosby with 2 sacks. The Commanders, were they 8-2? They were something like that. Yeah, that was their third loss. Wow, so that's a surprise. The Colts lose to the Texans. Houston continues their win streak. Kirk Cousins and Lamar Jackson both played pretty much the same. I definitely made Sean Tucker the starter. Why is Isaiah Pacheco getting more carries still? I know I made Sean Tucker the starter. I vividly remember doing it. He could have gotten hurt again, which would be unfortunate. The Cougars, they beat the Cowboys 31-24. Looks like the Cowboys played well in the second half, although Deshaun Watson did not play well. He throws 3 interceptions, and Russ kind of cooked. I mean, it looks like Russ didn't really throw the ball a lot. Josh Jacobs cooked, so I guess that's why Dallas allowed 31 points. Next up, we had the Desperados. They upset the Golden Eagles 25-22. It looks like everybody saved their scoring for the fourth quarter. But Austin is able to win, although Jacoby Brissett was better than Kyler Murray. Sean Tucker isn't so pleased. No, he is not. Although Sean Tucker's team won, so he can't be too upset. Juju played well. So are the Golden Eagles a little bit fraudulent? Although Quentin Williams played well. He had a sack in his Mexico City debut. The Dreadnoughts beat the Lions 45-10. The Lions, of course, just traded for CeeDee Lamb, but even so, it's a little bit concerning when he is your best player by a mile. Can y'all hear? I don't think they can hear the Discord chat. I wasn't able to get it to work, so I think everybody can only hear me in the stream chat. Jalen Hurts threw 5 touchdowns because he is really good. So I think, are the Desperados ahead of, or not the Desperados, the Dreadnoughts? They might be ahead of the Golden Eagles, or if not, they're really close. So San Antonio could be a team to watch. Yeah, 2 losses there. Okay, so they are 6-4, and the Golden Eagles are 1-2. The Golden Eagles are 5-5, so the Desperados are now winning the South. The Explorers lose to the Monarchs. The neo-fascist London Monarchs continue to win. This game also ended overtime. We've had like 3 this week. Aaron Rodgers was good. Mercy Mercado was also fine. Trey Hendrickson, 2 sacks. Yeah, Mercy's been playing well since he got traded to the Explorers. The Niners get killed by the Steamers. Memphis is starting to play well. I'm a little bit worried about Memphis. Memphis really could make some noise in our division. Bijan Robinson finally had a really good game. CJ Uzoma played well. They won by about 30. The Niners are pretty bad, but that's still a good win. The Jets, they lose. The MILF Hunter played well, and ironically his opponent had a 69 passer rating. Nice. So the Derek Carr experience with the Jets hasn't exactly started off swimmingly. Who have we not gone over? The Nighthawks. They beat the Steelers. Thank you, OKC, for helping us out. We appreciate it. Leonard Fournette played very well, the big fella. The Oilers win again. They beat Carolina 30-21. Isaiah Thomas played well, 4 touchdowns. Michael Meyer and Romeo Doubs over 100 yards. Calvin Mentor was kind of quiet, though. What are the Explorers' record? They are, I think, like 500. I think. Next up, we saw the Orbits. The Panthers we just saw. New England had a bye week. The Raiders beat the Vikings. That's a surprise, 24-14. The Raiders really are not that bad. Which is odd, because for a while it seemed like they were kind of bad, but now they're starting to win some games, and Minnesota's kind of proven to be a little bit fraudulent. It seems like the Monarchs have the clear lead within that division. The Rams beat Seattle 30-24. Dak Prescott outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes has like not been that good this year. I don't know why. I wonder how much Todd would get for him. Yeah, last year he was traded at least like 3 times, I think. The Ravens, no, that's the wrong game. The Ravens had a bye week, I guess. Yeah. Seattle obviously lost to the Rams. I think the last game would probably be us. Oh, would you look at that? The Cincinnati Bengals keep on rolling. They beat the Titans 31-20. Matt Corral, honestly, kind of bad for his standards. But we still won, so I'll take it. Bailey Zappi got sacked 7 times. We finally out-sacked the other quarterback. This is what I've been waiting for the entire season. Joe Mixon played well, so really everybody but Corral played well, oddly enough. 2 sacks for Kenneth Murray, 1.5 for Josh Allen, only 1 for Chase Young. I would have thought he would have had more. And then interceptions for James Bradbury and Anthony Walker. So Matt Corral's not going to get his dev, unfortunately, but everybody else played well. So I'm satisfied with that. And I think that is everyone. All right. The Steamers might be. They might already be there. I'm not sure. We'll check the standings in a second. Players of the week: Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady, Patrick Queen, and of course Kenneth Murray. Did you guys win? Yeah, the Oilers did win. Okay, so in the AFC North, the Bengals hold a 1.5 game lead over the Steelers. The Steamers are a half a game behind them, so it looks like a 3-way race here, although we're really starting to gain some traction, winning 4 in a row. The Texans are starting to build a nice lead in the South. They've won 7 in a row. They look like probably the team to beat in the AFC right now. If not them, maybe New England, who had a bye week. They lead the East still by 2 games. Buffalo inches closer. In the West, the Broncos are 2 games ahead of the Raiders. Everybody in this division won this week. That's rare. The Monarchs now lead big in the NFC North, with the Vikings starting to fall apart, and then the Explorers are 4-6. I think Simo was asking about their record. In the South, the Dreadnoughts are now in first place by half a game over the Golden Eagles. The Cougars and Commanders are tied in the East, and then the Rams still lead in the West. All right, so that'll bring us to Week 12. I'll let the voice chat choose which 2 numbers Siri asks. So the first person to say something can, that'll be the ones that we do. All I heard is 69, so we'll do that. 60-61, that's the first full thing I heard, so we'll do that. Siri, give me a whole number between 60 and 61. 61, that would be the home team.
The answer is 61.
Thanks, Siri, for being late. The Monarchs. Since when were you ahead of the Cowboys? Dallas has been like kind of not playing all that well recently. All right, who do we want? We want the Monarchs. Monarchs versus Cougars. We're getting exposed. Does that mean you guys are going to win by like 50 now? I have no clue what Rogers wears. Probably something weird. All right, the Monarchs don't have a ton of jersey choices, but the games, you can pick what you want. You guys don't have Color Rush because EA's lazy, but this is the closest thing, all blue, so we can do that. The all blues look kind of nice with the gold shiny helmets. This is honestly kind of clean. I don't know about that. Maybe his team is the neo-fascist. I like all blue. All blue is clean. Perfect. The games likes it, so that means we like it. So that'll bring us to Week 12. We've got the Cougars and the Monarchs. These look like probably the 2 teams to beat in the NFC. Maybe you put the Commanders in there. Maybe the Rams. But these 2 teams are playing really well. London's won like 7 in a row. And the Cougars won the OFL Bowl last year. And they're really good again this year. Whose stadium is this? Is this the Monarch Stadium? This is a nice stadium. Looks like the Monarchs start with the ball, so we get to see neo-fascist quarterback Aaron Rodgers lead the way. This will be interesting. I saw another funny anti-vax nickname for him. I forget what it was the other day, but it was something funny. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers wears number 6. So he'll be leading out the London Monarchs. I wonder how good they'd be if I didn't trade him, Aaron Rodgers. Maybe I made a mistake helping the games be good. Although the trade helped me, so I guess it worked out. Yeah, all the Monarchs need is Cole Beasley, and then they'll be set. They've got that anti-vax dynamic duo. Don't talk about my quarterback like that. Your quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. He's been terrorizing me for over a decade. I can talk about him however I want. What did I trade Rodgers for? I traded Rodgers for Jalen Petrie and a few draft picks. I might have gotten another player too, but Petrie was the main one. Do I think Rodgers will be gone? I hope not. I don't want the Packers to get picks. Well, if Rodgers goes to the Raiders, there might be more of that. A gain of close to 50 for Devontae Adams. And so the Monarchs are already starting to move it down the field. Change my scheme now. Whoa, all caps. Okay. It's my birthday. You don't want to see me mad on your birthday. Well, I don't do scheme changes during streams, so sucks to suck, Hector. Hector, the VC wanted me to tell you that Greg Dortch is bad. That doesn't mean I agree. That's just what they told me to tell you. So now it's 3rd and 22 after a sack. They're not really in field goal range. They do have Evan McPherson, I think they traded for, so he's a highly rated kicker. The game's literally just said game over as you said that, yeah. So the Monarchs are going to go for a 41-yard try. They've put themselves back in field goal range, although Evan McPherson, with his ratings, could have kicked this from 20 yards back. And it is good. Neo-fascist O-lineman. Yeah, okay. Can we see the playoff tree after this? Yeah, I think week 13 is when the playoff tree shows up, and since we're in week 12, we can take a look at that after we sim. So that's fun. So here's Russell Wilson. We'll see if Russ cooks today. We'll see if he can cook the neo-fascist London Monarchs. If London wins, I think they'd be the first team to double-digit wins. Imagine saying that at the beginning of the year. It'd be them. They're going to be the 1 seed, and they're going to lose to whoever the hell the 7 seed is. There's Josh Jacobs. He's been very good this year. Over 1,000 yards now. Well, not even 200 carries. Wow. Over 5 yards pop. Octi, do you have any advice on what to do with my team? Well, it's past the trade deadline, so you can't really do a whole lot. But, I guess try to get good players. That never hurts. Josh Jacobs is the best running back in the league. Yeah, I wouldn't argue that. Josh Jacobs has been really good for them. Nick Chubb probably has been a little better, but other than that, yeah. I think it seemed like Jacobs was in tune with what the Raiders were doing at quarterback, so he might not go anywhere. Yeah, we need. I wonder what Malik Willis's rating would be at running back. I know Lamar's kind of high. Malik Willis obviously wouldn't be as high because his rushing ratings aren't as good. Daniel Jones would honestly be nice at running back. Great freaking advice, Octi. Am I wrong? It's never a bad idea to get good players. Don't draft Kevin Shasha. He refuses to play for the Jets. Okay. Oh, yeah, he did trade 2 super high picks for Amari Cooper. That was a disaster. DJ Reed doesn't count. Later today. So Josh Jacobs gets the touchdown, and the Cougars will take the lead. The Cougars are what, 7-3? I think. Have they had their bye week? I think so. Yeah, they're the same record as Washington, and I think Washington's 7-3, so I think they're the same. What's your question? Yeah, that's honestly kind of a good game. So yeah, I'd definitely put that on the poll. I don't know when that is, but definitely. I think we've only played the Steamers once, so. Aaron Rodgers starts the drive in the zone. Why would he be in the zone but not Devontae Adams? That's kind of weird, but okay, we'll roll with it. As he's going to chuck up a prayer on the first play of the drive, and it is caught, and they're going to take this all the way. That's not Devontae Adams. Who is that? Dawson Knox, the tight end, hotty toddy, puts the Monarchs right back ahead. I'm kind of feeling these all Madden settings. The gameplay feels good. Thank you, Octi, for giving me him by my amazing board. Well, you made the board. I didn't give him to you. You picked him. So the Cougars are going to get the ball back. They drove down the field and scored on their last drive, and we'll see if they can do it again. Let's ride. Here's Josh Jacobs with a good game. Now they've got a 3rd and 1. I don't know if Frank put up any stats last week. He didn't put up any super notable ones, but we'll obviously go through stats at the end. I would have got Mark Andrews if not for you. That's right. I forgot about that. Frank Jones owns Quentin Nelson, not the Bengals. He only owns Quentin Nelson. As have, like, every defensive line that we've played against this year. They also own him. Oh, boy. That'll be fun. Just what Quentin Nelson needs to face off against a pass rusher who's actually, like, really good. And so that'll wrap up the first quarter. It's been a pretty good first game the first quarter of the first game with the Sears, I guess. I don't know what else to call all the people in the voice chat. But the Monarchs lead 10-7. That would be a good reason, yeah. I don't know if he carried that, like, jet juju onto our team. Maybe. Another first down for the Cougars. I would have thought both defenses would have been a lot better with the All-Pro. I guess the Bills had those turnovers, but the offenses seem to be moving down the field really well. So maybe the difficulty... Yeah, this defense is getting Cougar dominated. Maybe the gameplay difficulty itself matters more than the sliders, which I guess we should have had it on All Madden the whole time, because last year, and I think we've always had it on All Pro. Yeah, last year it was good. So, I mean, I don't want to jump to conclusions and say this one's better, because last year's was pretty good, but there's a big play to the 10. Is that their tight end? Oh, they have Darren Waller. I forgot about that. I should have just tanked. Your team is 9-2. Why would you think to tank? I mean, there's a good shot you guys don't win at all, but you have as good of a shot as just about anybody, and your offense looks good. Got that going for it. Third and goal. We'll see if they can punch it in. Nope. A big sack for Folarunoso Fadukazi, who pushes Russ back to the 11. Russ does not cook to end this drive. I think he's a nut job, but he's always been a nut job, so he shouldn't be surprised. I would say no. Their jerseys are kind of unique, but I think they look good in game. The shiny helmet is an interesting touch. I feel like it would have looked better if it wasn't gold, but this voice chat is so pointless. Speak for yourself. I thought the Bills jerseys looked really nice. I think the all blues look better with red helmets than gold, which we're seeing here. Aaron Rodgers is not a smash, and I would smash anyone. Common Candy W. The voice chat wanted me to remind you, Little Jod, that you drafted DJ Reed over Jair Alexander. Again, that's not coming from me. That's coming from them. It'll be easier once I get this to work on the PlayStations. Oh, he also picked DJ Reed over Pat Surtain. That's true. And Tre'Davious White, I think. And Marlon Humphrey. No, he picked DJ Reed because Sauce Gardner was gone. He would have picked Sauce Gardner, but he got pick sniped. Would have been funny if he picked DJ over Sauce, though. That's true, but he also had to give up like a possible top 10 pick. But he got him. Yeah, both of them are free agents. David Montgomery is on the block. Yeah, that would be nice if we didn't have a trade deadline, but here's the problem. We do. For the offseason. Okay, that makes a little more sense. I was going to say, don't try to trade him now. He would do that. He would 100% do that. Change my scheme now. So what, Hector? You want me to like click out of the game, change your scheme, and then go back? As Davante Adams is going to take it all the way for a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers just kind of lobbed it up to him. And the Cougars didn't have anybody back there. Well, they kind of did. Yeah, they didn't have anybody back in that area. It looked like they had one safety deep and another safety kind of deep, but not really. And that was kind of stupid. Rodgers to Adams. I do remember that, unfortunately. I love this all Madden. This is all your fault, C-Milk. Thank you for giving us this. We appreciate it. This gameplay has been very good. Albeit it is two really good teams, so it should be good. But the gameplay feels better than it did, for sure. So the Cougars are going to get it with 211. Someone's hurt. Is that Josh Downs? I don't know. I don't think Josh Downs starts for them, so I don't think that's like a huge deal. We probably won't have to imagine that in a month, unfortunately. Oh my god, Devontae Adams is a definite smash. Howie wouldn't do that though. Howie doesn't like to draft running backs. What did Mel Kiper say? Didn't he say he was going to retire if Jimmy Clausen didn't end up being good? I feel like he said that. Change Jacoby Brissett's number to 69, but he's a quarterback. So, no. Would Bijan Robinson even play? The Cougars are boring. The Cougars are 7-3. How are they boring? The games our treaty is over. What treaty do you guys have had? I'm curious to see this answer. Are there going to be any good quarterbacks in the third round? Well, I have no control of the draft class, so I have no clue. You refuse to give me your best running back. Well, apparently he wants to trade his best running back now, so... Someone in voice chat is asking you, Hector, when is Stetson Bennett playing? SGYT is the one claiming this question. So the Cougars tack on 3. It'll be 13-17 going into halftime, unless we have an Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary, which I honestly would not put it past him, to be honest. But they're probably not. They're probably just going to run the clock out because EA's boring. When Jacoby tears his spine. Okay, there's your answer. Mexico City, I think we put them on the poll this week. They play the Seahawks. So they play Big Frank. That doesn't say a whole lot because Mahomes has been booty cheeks. SGYT, yeah, we have like 10 people in here, Hector. Are you living under a rock? Am I talking to myself? No, I know it seems like I am. I promise I'm not that weird. Again, once I'm able to connect it to the PlayStation, the people in the stream chat are going to be able to hear everyone. So for now, it just looks like I'm talking to myself, which I know is weird, but I'm not that weird. I'm not that weird. Act like EDP. Why would I want to do that? Octi is talking to himself. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. You would join, but my parents actually love me and take me to eat sushi. And okay, you could have kept that last part to yourself. We didn't need to know that. I'm in DC and he's talking to himself. No one is here. I mean, that's technically what I do during every stream. So, wouldn't be the first time. We are the voices in his head. Jesus Christ. So the Cougars start the ball. They're down by 4. Josh Jacobs is only averaging 3 yards a carry. Do your parents find your account weird? No, I'm not. I don't do weird things. I'm not like Vatchen and Danny. I don't spew off weird things every 5 seconds. Yeah, it's been like a month since he's been going, right? Mommy's a hater, apparently. I've never said a weird thing in my life. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's not weird at all. All right, so the Monarchs get the ball back. They're up by 4. Are you proud of me? My history grade is an A now. I am proud of you. Probably one assignment, but I'm proud, Hector. Progress. What happened to Apple? I don't know. I guess he just got busy. Yeah, Apple has a gambling problem. Drake May about to be slinging it to Chase Claypool and with what first round pick? I mean, if you trade for one, which, I mean, everybody's handing out first round picks left and right, so I guess it's not that hard. Oh, wait, you guys got the Mexico pick. So you guys do have a pick. Okay, never mind. Silly me. Apple is like 10. How can he be busy? He's been like 10 for like 4 years, but I think he is still 10. I would never trade my first round pick because I'm smart. I'm pretty sure you guys are the only bad team who still has their draft pick. So, good job. The Chargers were supposed to be good. They beat us 31-0 in the playoffs last year. That was fun. And their roster's good. Oh, the Mexico City pick is next year. Oh, so you guys don't have a first-round pick. So I guess unless you make a trade, probably not getting Drake May. Although, again, I don't know how good he is in this draft class. Holy, Devontae Adams. Another touchdown for him. He's at 2, along with a bunch of other plays that have been big. And the Monarchs are now up by 2 scores. Devontae is no longer a smash, but he just made a good play. Oh, double smash. That was Devontae again. He's like not human. I would do that. That would be great. I would love to have Hector and Theo in the league at the same time. We can do that after we have Hector and Theo together. I need to see that first. I would pay good money to see the two of them in the same league at the same time. I don't think Theo cares anymore. That was 2.5 years ago. That'd be funny if he did, though. But I don't think he remembers we exist. Did Omni and Theo ever interact? No, but we need to get Omni in the same time machine, too. That was a classic day when he wanted to trade him. You think I would have lived rent-free in his head? Absolutely you would have. You would have owned real estate in Theo's head. 100%. That would be just as good. We need Hector and Omni in the same division for 1 year. We need to watch a game with them and see what happens. Omni was the most winningest coach in Hector Football League history. Good for him. I don't think he's ever won a game here because he was a coach for like 3 days. But I guess he's never lost a game here either. The rest of us can't say that. Who is Omni? Oh, you missed out. He's an interesting character, yes. Omni is an interesting fella. He's pretty much like... How do I describe him? He's an idiot. Yeah, the voice chat told me to tell you guys that Omni is an idiot, which I think would be a good way of describing it. Yes. He does. He has a lot of interesting opinions. So he is not a Smash, correct. He is not. I think I actually joined because of Omni. That's ironic. I guess I would have been around the same time that you joined when he was here, yeah. The timeline makes sense. So if not for Omni, we wouldn't have Hector, probably. That's crazy. And, like, now that I think about it, really not surprising. So not the Cougars, the Monarchs, or no, it is the Cougars. The Cougars are kicking on a 4th and 3. This is a 59-yarder. I feel like they'd have a better chance of converting. Oh, he almost made it, but it doinks off the crossbar. That was close. I don't know who their kicker is, but that was kind of close. Doink. Yep. I have no clue who that is. I can definitely see Hector coming from Omni's coaching tree. The legendary Omni coaching tree. There's nothing like it. You've got the Bill Belichick coaching tree and the Omni coaching tree. That wouldn't surprise me. What's good, Vachan? How you doing, bud? It's been a while. I wonder what he would say if he was in the voice chat right now. And how long it would take for him to say something weird. The Riz Lord. Yeah, that would be the first thing he would say. Within 10 seconds. I've been saying weird things for you. I guess Candy has taken over Vatchan's legacy. If the Monarchs score a touchdown, I think this game turns into a sim because they're up by 11. I'm surprised the Cougars defensively really are not playing all that well. All right, as I say that, they get a sack. A+ timing. And so that'll wrap up the third quarter. 24-13, the Monarchs are ahead. We'll see if they can close it out. I'm not gonna. You guys want a first trap with me? I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing that. For people in the stream chat, the voice chat wants me to do a thirst trap for them, and I'm saying no. So, if you guys have any advice, feel free. No, I don't care enough to get $50 to do it. Hi, that's me. Your team was so good, and then your new coach has like kind of rebuilt the Titans. So the Titans now have a lot of draft picks, but they're not as good. Put it that way. Would you have joined the angry mob if Philly won? No, but it would have been an adventure. Put it that way, but probably not. That sounds like a really bad idea. That'd be an adventure, but a bad idea. Yeah, I'm going to turn my channel into a vlog channel of me roaming the streets after the Eagles lose a game. Octi should move to Utah and become my teacher. Why would I move to Utah? Isn't Utah, like, racist? I mean, Utah has Ochai, so at least there's that. Not everyone is racist. I would hope that's true, but Utah seems to have some interesting characters. I mean, Karl Malone is going to be in Utah at least for the next couple of days. I don't think I want to be around that guy. What's so much better about Maryland? So the Cougars are actually going to make a kick. It's only a one-score game now. A lot. What happened while you were gone? Well, I don't remember exactly when you left, but I don't. Were you here for the thirst trap thing? They wanted me to give everybody a thirst trap of my hair, and I said no. Rodgers launches another bomb for Davante Adams, and who could have guessed he comes down with it, postering the corner all the way to the 8. That's a good question. Who is their corner? They had Jair Alexander. I don't think that's him because he would have had the X Factor. They should have Jair on Davante. Just an idea. I don't think that's Jair. 23. Maybe it is Jair. Because he does wear 23. I didn't see the X Factor thing under his name, though. But he does wear 23. Davante ain't a double smash anymore. He's a triple smash. It could have been. I don't remember who else they have other than Jair. But I guess it could have been. What happened to the Titans while I was gone? They traded pretty much everybody. The starting quarterback is Bailey Zappi, and he's oddly kind of good. I don't know why, but he is. So the Monarchs are up by 15 with 5 minutes to go. They're in a good spot, but can we let Russ cook? DJ Reed would never. You're probably right. You gotta understand, the Octi Trevor Lawrence hair shake video would be viral. Yeah, I guess he's not entirely wrong, but still. So it's now or never for the Cougars. If they lose, and I guess if the Commanders win, then the Commanders would take over first place in the division. I guess largely part of why they've been losing is Josh Jacobs still is only averaging 3 yards a carry on like 98 or 99 run blocking. Really wish y'all could hear the DC. Yeah, I think it'll work eventually, at least from the research I did. The beta thing will probably be off within a couple of weeks. So then it'll be a lot better because everybody's going to be able to hear the voice chat. It will go crazy, yes. I can have Discord and YouTube. That's true. People can like be in the voice chat on mute, so you're right. But it would probably be easier or better to have it to where I can connect it with the PlayStation and people in the stream chat who aren't on Discord can still hear it. The Cougars kind of need to move quicker. They've wasted like 2 minutes of clock. They should go faster. I guess that's a good way to go faster. They get it to about the 20. Russ has been kind of good, though. He hasn't been like that good, but why not both? Get both of them. Do a games drive. I would be inclined to hear everybody in the voice chat do a games drive. That would be comedy. We can't hear. I know you can't hear them, but all right, so this is probably it. 4th and 10. They do still have all 3 timeouts, but the game is pretty much on the line here. And it is incomplete. Should have been intercepted. So that probably ends the game. We won't sim because there's 2 minutes left, and it's not a 3-score game. But they'll probably try to chew clock and end it. Neo-fascist. Yeah, that's pretty much what everybody said in the DC candy. Not a neo-fascist, which I guess would make sense. They rigged it. David gets nothing. Someone said thank you to Candy for everyone in VC right now is a smash, except for myself. Yeah, that'd be weird if you're trying to smash yourself, but... Neo-fascist Cougars tried to Cougar dominate us. OFL 23 and OFL 21 aligning at once. That's glorious. So the Cougars get the stop on 4th and inches, so I would presume they're going to punt it. Okay, good. That would have been kind of funny if they went for it. I don't think they would want to do that considering they're backed up all the way at the 29. Maybe if they were like 20 yards up, they would. As we don't get a what a punt. I'm done. That's it. You guys are up by 15. You should be happy. You guys are beating one of the best teams in the league. The game's won, but at what cost? He couldn't chew the clock. Make him RB3. I mean, okay. Yeah, you want to put Kine Nwangu ahead of him? I mean, I guess he's faster. So Jacob Phillips gets the roughing the passer. That stops the clock, which is important because the Cougars don't have any timeouts. So that's a good question. I don't know. As he does it again. It is Greg Roman. Kine he's a really good kick returner. But I don't know if he's going to be a better running back in this game than David Montgomery. There's another check down. This is like the Browns Matt Corral playbook. What are we doing here, Russ? There's 10 seconds left. They've barely moved the ball. It really is. As Russ is incomplete again. They're probably going to lob up a Hail Mary. Are we going to get our first Hail Mary? Not that it would matter. As a Hail Mary is incomplete. That is just Joe Lombardi. If it was Joe Lombardi, the passes would be behind the line of scrimmage, though. So the Cougars ended up getting Cougar dominated. They lose to the neo-fascist Monarchs 31-16. The Monarchs, I believe, are now 10-2. Can't believe I'm saying this, but is the game's team the team to beat? Maybe. Until the divisional round, yes. When they probably lose because it's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was pretty good, though. Perfect passer rating today. He had over 20 yards of completion. Almost 20 yards an attempt. That's insane. Russ was decent. The Cougars couldn't really run the ball. Actually, nobody could run the ball. The Monarchs didn't even really try. Devontae Adams, 7 catches for 231 and 3. In case everyone didn't know, he's pretty good. Put Baker as the starter in the playoffs. Yeah, that's a great idea. Then they would lose in a wild card even if they had a bye. They would just, be vanished. All right, it's sim time. Here we go. Go to put it in the depth chart thing so I remember, because I'm not going to remember otherwise. I'm about to mute Eastmoo. I mean, you have the role, I think, so you have the green light. The Nighthawks. The Nighthawks lose to the Oilers 35-21. Isaiah Thomas with another really good game. Big stream from him. Romeo Dubs has become the new Calvin Mentor. Huh, okay. And Jelani Salami even had an interception because, of course, he did. The Orbits lose again, this time to the Commies, 42-23. So Washington is now a full game ahead of the Cougars for first place. Macaroni and Cheese Man with 4 touchdowns, while Hector was kind of mid. Brennan Ayuk played well again. The Panthers beat the Desperados. Nick is bullying me. Nick has the co-commissioner role. He can do what he wants. If he wants to bully you, he can bully you. The Patriots, they beat the Jets. Hey, Jets kept it close. Good for them. 24-17. Both quarterbacks were kind of mediocre. Of course, the Jets no longer have their first-round pick. They do have Sauce, but they don't have that first-round pick. The Raiders win again. They're playing some good football. They beat the Colts in overtime. Are the Raiders really going to mess around and make the playoffs? That'd be funny. Desmond Ridder played well. Kenneth Walker is just like magically really good. I don't know why. I mean, his ratings are like pretty good, but they're not like really good. He's mad that he traded for Derek Carr and is still bad. I mean, it's worth a shot. Not that Derek Carr is like all that great in this game. The Rams lose to the Steelers 35-38. That's surprising. I mean, the Steelers are pretty good, though. Joe Burrow outplayed Dak Prescott, who played like divisional round Dak. Javonte Williams scores 3 times. We play the Ravens, so we should win. Oh, we're up next. Oh, boy. Let's keep the win streak going. Okay, good. 14-31. The defense is playing good. This is what I like to see. Darnold sacked 4 times. Corral with probably his best game of the year, if not one of. Let's see. T. Higgins with a big game. J-Mo scores twice. Quentin Nelson only allowed 1 sack. Uchenna Nwosu with 2 sacks. Ojulari had 1. All of our pass rushers except for Chase Young were good. That's surprising. And then an interception for Baron Browning. He's been kind of nice this year. So after a slow-ish start, the Bengals have now won 5 in a row. When Octi and DC spoils the game ahead. Yeah, I think part of with the PlayStation thing, I think I can share my screen so then everybody in the DC can be ahead. So that'll be nice. I don't know, but as soon as it works, I'll do it. So the Golden Eagles won, right? Yeah, 28-21 over Seattle. Quinnen Williams with 3 sacks. Why is he good only on the Golden Eagles? That's odd. The Snowhawks lose to the Broncos, so Denver holds on to their AFC West lead with a 14-point comeback. Treylon Burks played really well again, continuing his possible Offensive Player of the Year campaign. Fun fact, I almost traded for Treylon Burks, and he would have been a backup. The Steamers lose to the Titans. Their win streak comes to a close. Zip and Zappy, zipping it around the field. I did not say that. The Steelers, we saw them. How many wins in a row is this for the Texans? They have not lost since week 3. So what, 9? 4, 5, 6, 8. 30-24 in overtime. The Bills made it close. Lamar Jackson played very well. Again, Christian Watson with a big day. And Aiden Hutchinson with 2 sacks. That's fun. The Titans won. What is going on in Minnesota? They stink. And they looked so good. And now they're horrible. They lost 4 in a row. They get killed by the Dreadnoughts, who are one of the hottest teams in the league. Jalen Hurts played well. Yeah, don't worry, Garrett. We'll do awards and stats and all that at the end. After the games. Von Miller, 3 sacks. 2 for Jalen Carter. Who is next? Have we seen the Chargers? We have not. They had a bye week. I think that you guys are, I want to say 7-5, but I could be wrong. The Cowboys continue their losing streak, getting outscored 18-0 in the 4th quarter against the Eagles. Bryce Young and Deshaun Watson both played pretty well. Young was a little bit better. I guess your candidacy has been boosted by Calvin Mentor not playing as well. IT wants Rookie of the Year so bad he's not throwing the ball to Calvin Mentor. That's crazy. That's like a new level of hating. I aspire to be that level of hater. Do you want a neo-fascist imperialist ball between me and you? I don't care who I play. I just want to make it. The Explorers beat the Lions 29-14. Justin Fields was, I guess, fine for his standards. Mercy was pretty mid. Mid-Mercy has a ring to it. Mercy Mikado. Responding to the DC is so funny when you're not in it. Yeah, I imagine it's probably weird for the people in just the stream chat. I sound like a wacko, probably, to them. The Niners had a bye week. That's the closest thing they've had to a win since week 9. Who did we use? The Monarchs. So that's everybody. Facts. Imagine not going 2-0 today. Players of the week: Aaron Rodgers, Von Miller, Leonard Williams, and Mr. Matty C himself, Matt Corral. Yeah, we'll do the schedule after we do the standings. So the Monarchs are the only team with double-digit wins. Does anybody have double-digit losses? Nope. Yeah, we'll be able to do the playoff picture after the standings, and I guess before the schedule. So the Bengals still on top in the North. We have won 5 in a row, for those counting at home. The Texans are 9-2, but the Oilers and Colts, not really the Colts, mainly the Orbits, are still well within the race. Wow, the Titans were 3-7 before this week? I didn't realize they were that bad. I thought they were still pretty good. The Patriots still lead the East, with the Bills and Orbits still in the race. The Broncos lead the West, although the Raiders are playing well. Denver's won 5 in a row, though, quietly. In the North, the Monarchs are actually pretty close to clinching this division. They could do that in the next stream. If they go 2-0, they win that division. The Dreadnoughts are 7-4, half a game ahead of Mexico City. The Commanders now lead the East by a game, and the Rams, they're kind of close to clinching the West, but they've still got a little ways to go. So this is what the playoff picture looks like. The Texans and the Monarchs are the 1 seeds. In the AFC, we've got the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Bengals, with the wild cards currently being the Oilers, Bills, and Steelers, and a bunch of teams in the mix. And then in the NFC, we had the Commies, the Rams, the Dreadnoughts, the Cougars, the Golden Eagles, and the Eagles. Wow, the Eagles are 7? They didn't even go 2-0 today. I thought they only had 4 or 5 wins going into the stream. The Raiders are quietly kind of good. I guess the Eagles did only have 5 wins going into the day because they're now 6-6. Nick and Nader get ready to somehow beat us in the divisional round. Well, the 2-seeded Commies are kind of a tough game for them. Although 2 seeds have a bad track record, at least last year. So we'll see. We are 4-8 and have a point differential of plus 11. Huh. That's something. All right, let's look at the schedule. Week 13. How many points are the Commies going to beat the Niners by? Nighthawks and Dreads isn't bad. Steelers and Steamers, that's kind of a good game. Both teams in the mix in the AFC North and wildcard race. Raiders, Bills. Broncos, Explorers isn't bad. I kind of want to watch the Explorers. And we have our bye week. Eagles, Seahawks Thursday night. That's a fun game. Patriots, Cougars on Sunday night is also good. The Commies aren't going to beat the Niners at all. Okay. Week 14, Dallas and Buffalo. That's fun, although Dallas is 4-8. Bengals, Steelers. That's kind of the big game. Washington and OKC's not bad. Colts, Oilers isn't bad. Texans, Seattle. This is a good game. We got to watch the Texans at some point before the regular season ends. And then Vikings, Explorers. That's kind of an important game, too. All right, so now we're on the stats. So everybody in the stream chat or the VC, just so it's easier for me, put the team name in the stream chat. And that's going to be the easiest way to do it. Lamar versus Patty. That is a pretty good game. Who's getting eliminated? That's a good question. Why don't we look at the bottom also for the current draft order, although most of these teams don't even have their picks. The Jets don't have their pick. The Lions had the Jets pick. So the Lions have the top 2 picks. The Niners don't have their pick. Dallas doesn't have their pick. Seattle doesn't have their pick. I thought it'd be more, but that's still like 4 in the top 10 who don't currently own their pick. All right, the first team I see is the New York Jets. Little Joe is quick. That's what she said. That is the wrong button. There we go. After them, we have, how about them Dallas Cowboys? Yeah, we'll save injuries for after. Nick Chubb's yards per carry has gone down all the way to 6. Poor guy. Only 6. Only. I skipped you. I didn't skip you. That's the first one I see. After the Cowboys, you guys are the next team on my list. So I didn't skip you. It's just that YouTube's order is different. Aaron Rodgers has a passer rating of 123. Holy moly. That's pretty good. Wow, the offensive line is really good too. No sacks allowed from Ryan Bates. After them, we've got the Eagles. Bryce Young. Wow, his pass rating is almost at 110. I thought it would be lower than that. That's a good number. Amon-Ra is nearly 1,000 yards. I didn't realize he was doing that much better than AJ. I guess Amon-Ra clears him in real life too. And then there's, of course, Mr. Chidobe Awuzie with 4 interceptions. The Oilers are up next. You have the Jets second. Oh, so you have a late first rounder. Calvin Venter only averaging 81 yards a game. Still very good. We have not done awards yet. So, or league leader. Normally I do league leader first, don't I? Yeah, I guess we're changing the order today. Switching it up. Yeah, I usually do that first. The Steelers are up next. Who's our defensive line coach again? Todd Wash. That's right. Carolina has like an infinity gauntlet of coaches. Their staff is nice. They're stealing all our former coaches. They stole Deuce. They stole Jim. Not that Jim is with us, but... the Bills are up next. Here's Mr. Trevor, a.k.a. yours truly. If Ika isn't the number 1 for D-Roy, I'm about to act up. What does that mean? I'm curious. After the Bills, we've got the Denver Broncos. Treylon Burks over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. Of course, we got the most racist D-line in history right here with Bosa and Bosa. After them, Seattle. Yeah, Miles Murphy has like 8 or 9 sacks. So unfortunately for Ika, although I guess they're in different conferences, but we only have one award for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Will Anderson's high up there too. Wow, Mahomes is having a better year than I thought. I thought he's been kind of mid. He's been average lately, though. Yeah, last week he was good. Okay, so I guess he hasn't been that bad. Yeah, he has been good this year. Garrett is so racist. Clearly, I mean, he has Bosa. He drafted Joey Bosa and then trades for Nick Bosa. And that's the closest NFL team to Utah. So, there you go. Who's up next? We're on Seattle. Seattle's 4-7. I didn't even realize they were that bad. Are they actually 4-7? I thought they were in the mix. Here, let's see. Wow, they have lost a lot of games lately. They are 4-7. Wow. Who has their pick? I don't think the Niners do. Or do they? Todd did just trade 3 ones for Debo, so I have no idea where any of Seattle's picks are, to be honest. Texans are up next. Texans. Frank is going to demand a trade. Who's going to trade for Frank? That's my question. I got to check Frank's numbers again because I didn't even notice them. I kind of want to see. Yeah, but IT's better than Frank. Where's Seattle? There. All right, where is Frank? He still only has 2. He only has the 2 sacks against Quentin Nelson. Did we do the Monarchs? Yeah, we did the Monarchs earlier. Steamers are up next. The Memphis Steamers. Justin Madubuike has 7.5 sacks. Good for him. Okay, I don't know if I missed anybody other than my team. So if I missed anybody, put your team in the chat and I can get to you. No, I want the Bengals. Silly me. There they are. I thought Todd traded the 3 ones he had for Debo. I don't know if it was his own first. T. Higgins has just passed Rashad Bateman. Wow. Okay, so then we have the commies, and then we'll do league leaders. Yeah, shout out to the Texans, I guess. Here's Macaroni and Cheese. Wow, he has 10 interceptions. That's kind of high. He has the same passer rating as Matt Corral, though. Quentin Nelson is awful. Yes, I have had to learn that the hard way, but he sucks. I probably should just try to move him back to guard and see what happens. Although, even so, a 95 left tackle should not be allowing 11 sacks or however many he has. What did the Texans do? Oh, someone just mentioned the Texans in the DC, so I said shout out the Texans. Aaron Rodgers has the highest passer rating among starting quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts is in second. Good for him. I didn't realize he'd be that high. Probably not top 3, although he was really good last week. Or that might have been the week before. Oh, for Rookie of the Year, probably, yeah. Passing yards leader is Jacoby Brissett, of course, with Matt Corral in second. Passing touchdowns is Aaron Rodgers. Is who still the worst? It's probably Travis Flight. Travis Flight has 17 interceptions. Flight is the worst of the starting quarterbacks, then Zach Wilson, then Justin Fields. Who has the least amount of interceptions? The least interceptions for starters is Jacoby Brissett, Russell Wilson, and Kirk Cousins. 3,000-yard rushers, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, and Kenneth Walker. Wow, Joe Mixon's in 4th. He has quietly been better than I realized. He'll be on pace too, yeah. Brandon Ayuk leads in receptions at 79. Yards, Devontae Adams and Treylon Burks are the only two over 1,000. Amon-Ra's in 4th? I did not realize he was doing that well. Wow, TJ Hawkinson's really high for a tight end, as is Kyle Pitts. And then touchdowns, probably Cooper Kupp. Yeah, 16. That's a lot. Burks is probably going to get a dev upgrade if he keeps this up. He'll have enough stats to move up and probably get some awards possibly. I know he was second for Offensive Player of the Year. Oh, we want conference for defense. Here is the AFC. And then sacks, Khalil Mack with 11, Ogba with 10.5. Why is Emmanuel Ogba so good in this league? I don't get it. Last year, he had multiple seasons with over 20. And then Gilmore with 6 picks. He's had both of Gilmore's interception games, he had 3 in both of them. So he leads the league in interceptions, but only has had 2 games where he's gotten one. Von Miller with 17 sacks, my goodness. Aaron Donald with 16. Garrett, Watt, and Buckner also in the double figures. Interceptions, a few guys with 4, including Chidobe Awuzie. Fumble forces, Levante David is at 3. Edwards, Ward, and Bush at 2. And then a few guys, including Gregory Rousseau, have 2 fumble recoveries. Do we still have any perfect kickers? Yes, sir. What's your question? I think you just don't. The only 2 perfect kickers left are Jake Elliott and Jake Verity. So apparently if your name is Jake, you can kick. I don't know. The only way I know him is from here. Can you see team stats? Like team is in like by team or team is in like team, like literally team stats? Hold on, my thing just crashed. I'm out of voice chat. Hold on. Everyone in the stream can still hear me though, but my voice chat just crashed. So we'll go through awards real quick, and then I'll get back in. And we can take a look at team stats, too, after awards if we want. So Aaron Rodgers is the MVP frontrunner. Matt Corral in 3rd. Nice. Luke Longdickey is the Coach of the Year favorite. Okay, like the literal team stats. Yeah, I can do that. Treylon Burks, Offensive Player of the Year, with Travis Etienne in 2nd. Okay, that's a weird one. Defensive Player of the Year is Kyle Hamilton. That's also a surprise. I guess the AFC doesn't have anybody with like 17 sacks, although Gilmore maybe should be higher, but he's also only had 2 games with an interception. Bijan is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He has passed Calvin Mentor. A.T. Perry has also passed Calvin Mentor. Will Anderson, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Matt Corral, Best Quarterback, because, of course, he's just him. Best running back is has Travis Etienne really been that good? That's, like, kind of a surprise. Best receiver, Treylon Burks. Rashad Bateman still in 3rd. even though T. Higgins is outproducing him at this point. Travis Etienne, I feel like, hasn't been that good, so I don't know how he got up there. Who is on our offensive line list? Who is Jake Brendel? Why is he on the best offensive line list? I don't even know who this guy is. I don't think he definitely doesn't start. I have no idea who this guy is. Fittingly that he's higher than Quentin Nelson. I guess so. That would be the only logical reason to how he's in the top 10. And I've never heard of him until right now. Jake Brendel probably has not allowed many sacks, you're right. Probably not on many snaps, but 0 sacks will do that for you, I guess. Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC is Bryce Young. I feel like a lot of the better rookies this year in the AFC, at least on offense. Defensively, Myles Murphy, that makes sense. He's been really good. Frank Jones is an 8. Antonio Gibson still ahead of Nick Chubb, of course. This game is never going to get that up. Antonio Gibson has caught a lot of passes this year. That's what he's done. Which, I mean, a lot compared to the other running backs. Not a lot as in, like, what Christian McCaffrey does every year. But, like, worse than McCaffrey. Oh, I want team stats. That's not team stats. That's schedule. All right, let's check the team stats. This is offensive yards. The Cincinnati Bengals are in first place. Nice. Matt Corral, that's how. And the Lions are the... Why are you acting like Antonio Gibson isn't the best running back in the league? Probably because he isn't. Just an idea. We'll check that after we get through offensive yards and points. And touchdowns. And the worst run game is the Raiders. Who's the Raiders starting running back? I don't even remember. Because they traded away Dameon Pierce. Yeah, they traded him. Did they have... It might be like Michael Carter or something. I don't know. Points is the Monarchs. And the least amount of points, I think, was Detroit. Which I guess makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's the Lions by like a mile. That's like not even close. Jeez. Most passing touchdowns is the Monarchs. And the least amount is the Lions. The Lions have the least amount of passing and rushing touchdowns. That's sad. The Rams have 20 rushing touchdowns, tied for most with Dallas. And the least amount was the Lions and somebody else. I think it was Tennessee. Oddly, Tennessee, who has Derrick Henry on their team. Most amount of first downs is, once again, your Cincinnati Bengals. The Lions are the 2022 Broncos, minus having a good defense part. But on offense, yes, they are the 2022 Denver Broncos. Speaking of the Broncos, they had the #1 defense in terms of yards. Yeah, they probably do. You're right. That's sad. We are 3rd in defensive yards, but we're 8-4. And the Rams are 2nd. Huh. Okay. I guess defense doesn't matter, apparently. Why are all the good teams at the back in terms of defense? That's very odd, but okay. The worst passing defense is the Bengals. Okay, that's concerning. I thought my secondary was good. Maybe they're not. First is in like the first worst. The Broncos have allowed the least amount of points. So I guess defense matters in terms of Denver winning, but apparently not us or the Rams or the Orbits. Most amount of points allowed is the 49ers by a lot. That shouldn't be a surprise. Most sacks. We had the most sacks. That surprises me. Although I guess I did really build around pass rush, so that I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. But I think we only have one player with more than like 5.5. So I don't know how we're in first, but I'll take it. You should have traded for Avonte Maddox. Yeah, but Maddox isn't like that much higher rated than my other corners. Apparently he's better because we're allowing so many yards. The Lions and the Niners have the least amount of sacks. The most fumble recoveries is Columbus with 8th. Not 8th, 8. I don't know where I got the TH from. And then I think there are a few teams with 0. Those teams are the Bengals, the Ravens, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Orbits, the Snowhawks, the Oilers, the Lions, and the Niners. The most amount of interceptions is the Steelers. Why are we so high or so low in every team statistic? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maddox is my number one corner is Mr. Holding Penalty, Mr. James Bradbury. I guess he's probably higher rated than my number 2 corner, who also allowed a big play in the Super Bowl. All right, the highest third down percentage rate is the Oilers at 56%. I basically donated you James Barbary. I don't think that's his name, Hector. The worst third down is the Snowhawks with the MILF Hunter. How about fourth down? The Orbits are in first place. Don't remind me of the Bradbury call. Oh, I don't want to be reminded. That call ruined the perfect Super Bowl. And then the worst fourth down percentage is the Vikings and the Snowhawks. And then 2-point conversion. Number of teams are probably at 100, and a number of teams are probably at 0. If you show team by team, we already did team by team stats. That was like 20 minutes ago. Maybe not 20, more like 10. The Dreadnoughts have the highest red zone touchdown percentage, or red zone point. Wouldn't that be red zone touchdown? No, that maybe would be red zone points. No, wait, no, it would be touchdown. 29 divided by 40 is probably like 72. So why does it say red zone points percentage, but it doesn't, the field goals are not in the percent? Like, if you're going to make it about touchdowns, which makes sense, I would understand why, once you put it in. The Steamers are only at 40. Guess you got to score more in the red zone. And then defensively, the Niners and the Steelers have the worst red zone defenses. And then the best red zone defense, 29, 42, 69. Nice. The best red zone defense is New England, who only allows touchdowns 37% of the times. Least amount of penalty yards is the Texans. Least amount of penalties overall is the Patriots. There's a common theme here. Almost all of these teams, other than the Titans, are good, and Dallas. So just don't have penalties, and you'll be good. The most amount of penalties is the Lions. That would make sense. And then the most amount of penalty yards is the Colts. Turnovers, I'm curious about this. The Cougars have the best turnover differential at 12, with the Steelers and the Patriots also in the double digits. Yeah, probably with all those interceptions. -3, so not that bad. The Niners are -17. Yikes. That's not good. The Niners had the most giveaways by 8. They have 22. The next worst is 14, which is the Oilers and the Bills. The gap between first and second place is pretty much between second place and, like, league average. Maybe even better than league average. The least amount of giveaways is the Colts and the Cougars with 4. Least amount of interceptions is the Cougars, Colts, and Golden Eagles. And -17 is wild with like a third of the season left. The Niners could get that up to like -25 if Travis Flight keeps throwing it to the other team. They obviously had the most interceptions at 17, and then fumbles lost. The Eagles had the most, while the Niners are second. And then a number of teams are probably at 0. Yeah. Who has the most takeaways? That would be the Steelers with 18. The Cougars are very high there too. So the Cougars, in terms of consistency, they get a lot of takeaways and they don't get a lot of giveaways. Those sheets are lying. It says I have 6 interceptions when both Awuzie and Elliott have 4. But Madden wouldn't lie, right? Does it actually say the Eagles only have 6? Because I know you're right, and obviously neither of those players... Oh, this says you have 10. Maybe that was the original defensive thing. Hold on. Let's see. That's the wrong button. No, it's right about the Eagles. You might have been looking at the wrong number. Who has the least amount of defensive interceptions? That honor belongs to the Chargers and the Oilers. And then fumble recoveries. We kind of already did the interceptions and fumbles earlier, but here they are again. Oh, in thrown, the Eagles have 6. Yeah, that's interceptions. This is interceptions from the offense. Hence why the Niners are in first place. All right, I think the last order of business we have is injury. We already did the schedule. We normally say that for the end, but we didn't today. I don't know why. But we still have injuries, and then that is it. Yeah, I'm down. Hopefully I figure out how to put it on the PlayStation by then, if it works. Unless Awuzie and Elliott have been catching picks on... Yeah, Awuzie and Elliott are double agents. They both play for the other team. Why are there, like, no injuries? Not that this is, like, a bad thing, but there's, like, no injuries. Didn't we beat... You guys beat them... Wait, did the Eagles beat the Cowboys twice, or is that only once? Who won the watch game? I don't remember who won the watch game. I just remember it was close. Then I would cry. Okay, so I think that wraps it up. We did standings, we did injuries, we did playoff picture, stats, awards, team stats, schedule. I think Flight is officially one of the biggest draft. He's played like 10 games. And he's on a bad team. We can't call him a bust. Yeah, Jamarcus Russell literally exists. So, for people in the stream chat, that'll wrap up the stream. We might do the next one Saturday. I'm not sure yet, but that could be a possibility. For those in the VC or in the stream chat, we'll probably do VC again because this was pretty fun. And again, hopefully I can pull it up on the PlayStation. So that should wrap it up. Hope everybody enjoyed.